Grippa from Metal Syndicate.
Oh, this is Alakis from the Holy Rage UK metal band.
Yo, this is Angel Emmanuel of Biting Saints.
This is Misery. This is Mike JT. This is Cynical. We're all from Behind World of Silence.
Hey, this is Ben Kell from Raw and The Hollow Glow.
Hello America, this is Finnish cunts called Discipline X.
OFNR.
I'm Matt.
I'm Matt.
I'm Connor.
We are Blacklist.
So you're listening to OFNR.
Supporting global independent music since 2006.
My name is Martin Alini from The Flow from Holland.
This is Sunshine, and I am from Riot God, and you are listening to official fucking new radio.
OFNR. Forever.
I'm Jasmine Jean, and I am with Slow Taste, and I am listening to OFNR Forever.
Hey, it's Tanadra, and you're listening to OFNR, officialfnradio.com.
Hey, Rockers, sorry about you. Host of the Asylum program of BullSpikeRadio.com.
Hey, yo, what's up? This is Mike from Zero.
Hey, this is Sam Walters with the band Driven Mad. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mike from Ill Face.
Hey, guys, what's up? This is Rigo. I represent Kill the Fiction.
This is Eric Ayoka from Audio Vault Entertainment.
This is Scott. This is Chris.
From Sever the Drama.
OfficialFNradio.com. You've been on it, baby. I'm Swiss Cheese Chris Keys. And it's Thunder Lightning now.
Hey, what's up, all you metalheads and freaks? This is Core fucking Rodzik, and you're listening to OFNR forever.
Yo, what up, OFNR and them things that we are talking about? You see me, I say just blood clap after we speak. We're not business with people, we're not chat English.
Tuesday, 8 p.m. It is time.
Access Mutch. The Mutch.
Knob and the Mutch.
The Knob and the Mutch.
Knob and the Mutch.
The Mutch.
Knob and the Mutch.
Hey, this is Steve Mutch from Into the Coven, and I've just joined OFNR.
Knob and the Mutch. Tuesday nights.
The Knob
3 hours
and the Mutch.
of independent kick-ass tunes. Knob and the Mutch.
Only one place.
Where's Knob and the Mutch?
OFNR, of course.
Official FN Radio. OFNR forever. Tuesday nights, 8 to 11. OFNR.
Live, local, and kicking your ass.
Knob and the Mutch.
The show starts now.
Knob and the Mutch.
The Mutch.
You're probably waiting for me to talk. I mean, where the fuck is Knob? Why is he letting this bed run so goddamn long? It's Tuesday! Ow! For October the 7th, 2014. Official fucking new radio, Knob and the Mutch without the Mutch. Hold the Mutch! Second week in a row. Last week, he was on vacation. This week, you know all those stories like about Target and like Home Depot where like, you know, people get your credit card information? Well, apparently some shit happened to Mutch recently. That's why he's not here tonight. He'll be back. And he'll tell the story. But I'm just kind of giving you a fair notice, you know? It's coming. So still called Knob and the Mutch though, because, you know, that's the name of the fucking show. Got a few hours of kick-ass debauchery in store for you motherfuckers tonight. Got some music, of course. Gonna talk about a few things on my mind. But first, I've got to talk about fucking Effin' Fest from this past weekend. Saturday, 10/4/2014. Scheduled since March. Now, it was a fucking good time. But it could have been a much better time, and I blame only myself for it not being a much better time as far as getting people through that door. See, I haven't been out to shows very often this past year. I understand that shit. I haven't been out, man. I haven't been out and about, you know? And when you don't get out and about, man, people tend to fucking forget. You know? Not everybody can get to their computer on a Tuesday night. Not everybody goes onto the YouTubes and checks this out. But when they see you live in person, they can only say, you know, what's up and catch up and everything's cool, you know, whatever. And because I hadn't gone out pretty much this whole year, I mean, I've been kind of, you know, show here or there, but I haven't been like years previous where I would be at every fucking show, every fucking night, or every weekend. I just can't do that now because I have 2 kids and I work 60 hours a week and I drive 120 miles a day, and I just, dude, by the weekend, I just can't. You know, it's the only time I get to hang with the fam. It's the only time I get to hang at home. You know? So I blame only myself, and it's a lesson to everyone out there, man. Get out as often as fucking possible and network with each other. Work with each other, man. That's how fucking relationships and shit are born and bred. Okay? So take note of that. However, that all being said, holy shit, what a great fucking time we had. We raised $250 fucking dollars for the neighborhood music school. Next, coming soon, I'll have a video of me hand delivering that, putting together a few things to bring to them. I have videos of the bands, of the performances. Those will be coming in time, so keep it locked for that. I've got audio from the bands. The entire night was awesome. All the bands fucking ripped it up like it was going out of style. We started off with Into the Coven. A little bit of a hiccup in the beginning because I fucked up once again, and I put their intro in the wrong deck. Apparently, deck A at Cherry Street doesn't work, and I didn't know that. Like, Rodent hadn't told me. I didn't ask, and so there was all this hullabaloo. I introduced them, and then there was fucking minutes of silence. My fault. My bad. I'll take credit. I'll take blame. But dude, they fucking once the intro snafu was done and they started rocking out, dude, they threw it the fuck down. And let me tell you, dude, adding fucking TJ. You also know him from Lightsbane. Adding TJ to Into the Coven makes that band so, oh my god. That band was fucking amazing. Into the Coven is amazing without him. Adding him to the mix, he is a seasoned fucking guitarist. He is got a fucking bachelor's in music. This dude knows how to play, you know. And I was actually talking to him outside of Cherry Street about this, and I was like, dude, you know, it's I love Lightsbane, but there's so much shit going on. It's hard to pick out one or two kind of people that you know, shine. It's all kind of just in your face and fucking brutal, you know. Whereas Into the Coven is much different. It's more Merciful Fate, King Diamond, thrash metal kind of stuff that allows for a lead guitarist to shine, to actually, you know, you have those fucking leads and it's whoa. And dude, whoa. All right, so that's how we started the night, all right? Then Revel 9 fucking threw it down. And I've been playing Revel 9, but dude, live, so much fucking better than the fucking albums. It's just so much tighter, and I dig it. I fucking love his the vocals, the whole sound of it. It's kind of, you know, rock. It's kind of rock. Dude, third band on Arc Image. Let me tell you something. Dude, I was sincerely, for the first time in a long time, floored by a band. Holy shit. This is a local band shredding the shit out of this place right now. Now, this is 3 bands deep. Arc Image fucking destroyed my brain. Dude, it was progressive fucking power metal and with keyboards and guitars, and dude, it was so tight, and I'm into that kind of prog rock, kind of Dream Theater-esque King's X shit, and fucking these guys, right, as far as local level, that's the kind of sound that they have. It's fucking, dude, holy crap. They were fucking amazing. Set the bar, okay, for the rest of the evening. It just built, right? Then fucking Scars of Envy hits the set. Okay, and now it's, it's no holds fucking barred, man. These guys are throwing it down like, and they've got their own videographer with them. I'm out there fucking with the monkey mask, fucking smashing about. Speaking of which, right as I come in, I set up and everything. I was there a little, kind of like 6 o'clock-ish. Set up everything, and, first band's playing, Into the Covenant's playing, and I come down with the monkey mask and smash into fucking Stagger, and I spilled fucking Ferg's beer. I all over the place. So, of course, I had to buy him a new fucking beer, but Scars threw down, of course. Then we had fucking Rail. Dude, it's been a long time since I've seen Rail. Risk on Life Rail. Let me put it that way. And, man, again, new member, Dominic. Dude, talking about, he was saying, I know I have big shoes to fill with Mouse. And, then we all laughed and said, no, those aren't really that big shoes. I mean, they're a kid size 9. He's a short guy. Busting his balls, even though Mouse isn't there to defend himself. He's fair game. He knows what's up. Anywho, they were fucking outstanding. I mean, really, just I have not heard them in a long time. And it's, man, good stuff. Of course, No Honor Among Thieves. Dude, fucking hardcore type music. Straight up in your face, And we ended with Stagger. I mean, how do you not end the party with the most... And by the time Stagger's on, everybody is staggering. And, I'm glad a lot of people hung out till the end, hung out with us with Stagger and partied until the very fucking last call. I then went after a party to the fucking hotel. Now, I have lots of stories to tell you about this. Okay, so we leave, I pack up all my shit and leave Cherry Street. Before we do that, quick sidebar. I received the kick-ass, awesome alternative control fucking prize pack that they put together for me. And I was supposed to fucking raffle the shit off. Now, I never sold a single raffle ticket. And I got so drunk by the fucking end of the night, I just forgot. And totally didn't raffle this fucking thing off. So I'm going to figure out a cool way here on our airwaves in the next week or two. Maybe Oten Vargas. Maybe we'll see what we can do. Because I want to make sure it gets to somebody fucking cool, So somehow, some way, maybe we'll do Twitter. Maybe we'll do right here on the air where you can call in or something of that nature to get this cool prize pack. Now, it's got CDs in it. It's got fucking stickers. It's got a article that you can have written about any fucking subject you want on alternative control. Which, awesome. Fucking killer. And then, so, with all that said, so Jesse May shows up early, hands me the package. It's in a nice brown bag and, it's cool. And, so I get all shitty with Stagger, and I fucking forgot it at Cherry Street. So now I got to figure out a night that I can get down there. Now, November 1st is the release of Nasty Disaster's fucking album finally. I don't think I can miss that show. So I think I might have to go check it out. In the meantime, of course, maybe I'll just swing by there and grab it. We'll figure out a cool way to get that to somebody here on our airwaves. Free shit. All in all, amazing night. Thank you, Cherry Street, as always. It's so good to see you guys. I know I haven't been out in forever, man. It was great catching up with all the people that came out, dude. I can't even thank, Metal Syndicate came out for a while, Alan and fucking Agrippa and Barbara all came out and hung out, and that's fucking amazing. It's cool to see those guys. They always support shows, man. You should support Metal Syndicate for that reason. Of course. Fucking Paul Marak showed up from Priapism, out of nowhere. I was like, whoa, dude, what's up? He caught some fucking serious shit at Stagger, man. Rocking and rolling, man. I was kicking ass and taking names, But a great night. I want to thank everybody who came out. Seriously, it might not have been a ton of fucking people, but those who came out had a fucking amazing time. Shout outs to AJ from In the Red. He was hanging out all fucking night. Dude, the food from Salud Restaurant, oh my God. Dude, that fucking garlic bread, man, it was ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Oh, dudes, real quick, before we get to this. Hang on a second. I've gotta set this up. It is that the Halloween time here at OFNR, and every fucking year, OFNR has released a song from 2006 that was originally recorded in 2006 with Neil and Bob, and it is like the Halloween anthem around here at OFNR, and I play it every fucking year. I always put it up on the SoundCloud. I'll put it up tonight. You guys can download it, hold on to it. It is a parody song that we did in 2006. It's called The Monster Stash. When we come back, after we play some Monster Stash, we're going to play some tunes. I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about Moongoil fucking entertainment and what's going on in the world of Moongoil entertainment and why I'm so very fucking pissed off about it. But before we get pissed off, let's have some fun. At 9 o'clock, of course, we got fucking Aaron Lewis. Not that Aaron Lewis. We're going to talk about that. I got to talk about that. He is in Buzzard Canyon. Apparently, he's also in When Deadbolt Breaks and Ghosts Within or some craziness. Not sure exactly. We're going to find out tonight, 9 o'clock, live, right here on OFNR. Hey, if you want to call in, the number to call live right here on OFNR, 203-794-6367. When I come back, I hope to hear some people call in about this Moongoil thing. When I tell you guys what's going on, man, I hope to get some opinions. I want even if you don't agree with me, that'd be even better. I'd like to hear what y'all think about what I'm going to tell you. Until then, I'm all like jazzed. Here's some fucking Monster Stash, man.
On my couch late last night when I came over with an amazing sight. A bag so large and full of green, it looked radioactive if you know what I mean. It was a stash. It was a monster stash. A monster stash. It gets you high in a flash. A monster stash. You might fall on your ass. A monster stash. It was a monster stash. He took out a big bud the size of my dome. By just looking at it, I knew I'd be stoned. It had crystals on it and lots of hair. I couldn't help it, I just had to stare. It was a stash. It was a monster stash. A monster stash. It's fucking puff puff pass. A monster stash. Remember, pass to your left. A monster stash. It was a monster stash. He grabbed his papers, started to roll. He even packed up a little bowl. He brought his bong, the old man, and gas masks for everyone. The bong was bubbling and it started to rip. The very first hit, Neil knew we would trip. We coughed and gagged and hit the floor while Neil started to spark some more. It was a stash. It was a monster stash. A fucking stash. Fucking pass the gas mask. A monster stash. Oh man, I think it is cash. A monster stash. It was a monster stash. And now that we're stolen on the leaf, it's like Thanksgiving, we got leftover keef. We don't wanna hog up all the weed. We just wanna say Happy Halloween. It was a stash. It was a monster stash. A fucking stash. Fucking pass the gas mask. Stash. Wanna hit some grass. Stash. It was the monster stash.
Knob and the Mutch. Knob and the Mutch. The Mutch. Knob and the Mutch.
I poke too much.
Hello America, this is Finnish cunts called Discipline X, and you are listening the one and only
Official FN Radio.
Ho ho ho!
Well, yeah, that was some Discipline X with the Devil's Whore. Actually got a chance to talk to those guys. They are from Finland. I love me some Discipline X, man. You should too. Go check them out on Facebook. For that, Aces with Edge of Insanity. Connecticut's own, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Before that, the band was Betrayed by Weakness. We can get you a little information here in just a moment. Hope everyone is having a wonderful evening. My name is Bob on the motherfucking knob. Last week, I got really fucking sick at the end of the, about 9 o'clock, dude. Something came over me, man. I don't know what the fuck happened. But I got really fucking sick. And I just could not continue. So, for those of you who tuned in last week, thought, what the fuck was going on? That's what happened, man. I don't know what the fuck came over me. But I got all lightheaded and fucked up. Had to sit down for a while. My wife was like putting wet, cold rags on my fucking forehead, you know? So I was like really shivering and shit. I don't know if I really weird, man. Wasn't drinking or nothing. It was just really fucked up. Speaking of fucked up things, man, I wanted to talk really quickly, or not so quickly, maybe not so quickly. I wanted to get something off my motherfucking chest about what's going on over at Moongoil Studios, Moongoil Entertainment. For those of you not in the know, some really fucked up shit happened to fucking Moongoil Entertainment. Now, if you don't know who those guys are, that's cool. I mean, they're a small-time outfit, but they're right here in Connecticut. They make fucking horror films. They're a horror film movie company, yo. Right? I mean, that's what they do, man. Now, the problem is the two producers, Aaron and Mark, are educators. One is a guidance counselor and one is a principal. I believe Mark is a principal. School. Now, they are producers of these movies. Now, for some fucked up reason, a Mr. Matthew Kaufman of the Hartford Courant, who's free to call in at any fucking time, 203-794-6367, so we can talk about this. Be more than happy to speak with him. Let's see what I can do about that. Wrote a piece, a despicable fucking piece, in my personal opinion, on my friends Moongoil Entertainment. Basically, at the end of the day, saying they're fucking smut peddling. They're fucking making porn movies, erotica. That's not what's fucking going on at all. It's fucking horror films, goddammit. And furthermore, it's on their own free fucking time. And furthermore, they fucking used pseudonyms. They didn't even use their real motherfucking name. So what was the fucking problem here? They did this on their own free fucking time. No one was injured. No one was hurt. It's a fucking movie. A movie. Or a bunch of fucking movies. These guys did a shit ton. Well, anyway, since this fucking ass bag, Matt Kaufman, decided to fucking post this piece saying that they were fucking smut peddlers and whatnots. I mean, I'm using that term. But if you read the story, and it's available on my personal Facebook page, as well as the official FN Radio Facebook page, we support Moongoil Films. There have been no crimes committed here, man. These guys are making fucking moves. They're not, it's not like, look, if they were making porn, I could fucking totally understand that shit. Like, you know, that's, yeah, man, that's fucking really, that's really hardcore shit. But that's not what was going on here. There was no fucking going on. Did it have erotic themes? Sure. Now, these guys are fucking middle school educators. So now you tell me, what the fuck would middle school kids be watching these fucking R-rated films for anyway? They're too young for that shit. So now at the end of the fucking day, isn't it the parents who fucking need to sit down with their kids and maybe, you know, learn to fucking use a computer and block some of these websites that you don't want them going on? It'd be no different than if they fucking turned on your Skinamax at home. Little Jimmy, you turned on my Skinamax. Bad little Jimmy. This is fucking ridiculous, man. This is how PC, me and the Bagman, or the Bagman and I guess would be more grammatically correct. The Bagman and I, and of course I saw him this weekend as well. Dude, if you're out there listening, tune the fuck in. Call in 203-794-6367. 203-794-6367 if you're out there tuned in. Anybody. I want to talk about this, man. Anyway, these guys have now been put on fucking leave at their jobs. They're being investigated for making horror films, folks. Nothing more than fucking, like, legitimately fucking horror films, man. In no way, shape, or form hurt or influence those children. In any way, shape, or form. It was a totally different fucking thing. They did it under pseudonyms. It's fucking fiction. It's not real, you dumb fucks. Can't, like, we've gotten this far. We've gotten this far. Now, if we open up the fucking skeleton closets of all educators, you think to tell me you're going to find every single one of them on their days off, on the when they're not at school, when they're not there, are not doing things that may be, quote-unquote, inappropriate for young children? How many of those people are having sex? Oh my God, Bob, did you just say having sex? I did. I know I'm talking to myself, but it's okay. I gotta get this out, man. These guys did nothing wrong. They didn't endanger the lives of their students, and yet they're in danger of losing their fucking jobs because of some witch hunt, because of some fucking ass clown in the fucking media, in the current, Matthew Kaufman, wants to fucking spew stupid shit that he knows nothing about by calling it erotic horror. Dude, get off it, man. You just need to be fucking relevant and sell those fucking papers. These guys weren't doing nothing wrong. They were hurting no one. In their movies, that's a different story. Even I was a zombie in a fucking Moongoil Entertainment short. My hot, sexy fucking zombie girlfriend. Yes. Is it fucking adult? Yes, of course. But horror movies are adult. They are fucking rated R. If your children are seeing them on the net, if you think that your kids are going out there and looking at it, well, then that's on you, man. You need to fucking get a hold of your goddamn kids. You can't look at these guys who are on their off time doing something really cool. I'll be honest. If my son came home and said, Dad, my principal makes horror films, I'd be like, what? And I'd check it out and I'd be like, this is really awesome. Like, because even my fucking 4-year-old son knows that movies are fake. Like, that's been in, you know, like, that's a discussion we've had. because as being someone who went to fucking Connecticut School of Broadcasting, as a broadcaster, I fucking, have some sort of an idea of how all this shit goes down, how it's made. I've done a lot of crazy shit, commercials, and like I said, I did the short with Moongoil. I did fucking voiceover for these guys. I think this is really ridiculous. This is how fucking PC we have gotten in this day and age. At fucking... I just don't get it, man. Don't we have better things to fucking worry about? What harm were these guys doing? Now their reputations are on the line. Now they're fucking... their jobs, their fucking livelihood. Dude, Aaron's fucking blind. For fuck's sake. I just don't get it. This is a way to fucking, a medium, man. You're telling me that we're so fucking uptight. Our butts are fucking puckered up so fucking tight now that we can't even fucking have our educators on their off time. And no one fucking would know but for this fucking ass clown. It wasn't like it was a parent got all like uppity. But now, of course, there are actually folks who like don't get it. And I don't understand. And that's why I'm hoping tonight you guys, throughout the evening, if you got anything to say about this Moongoil Entertainment thing, I'd like to hear it. 203-794-6367. 203-794 OFNR. All right, anyway. I'm going to play some fucking music. I was talking about these guys over the weekend. They're from Russia. It's fucking brutal. Tested Fury, man. OFNR.
Hello, motherfucker.
Tonight, someone's gonna die. Almost
taste. Taste the magic of blow paste. So give that salty sausage a peppermint taste with the magic of blow paste. Freshen up the job before you turn out the lights, and get a pearl necklace to go with your pearly whites. If you want to make his day and put a smile on his face, taste the magic of blow paste.
Blow paste. Spooky. It's official fucking new radio. Yo, we just played some Tacit Fury. Lacerated, Strangled, Impaled. Go check them out on Facebook. TACIT space FURY. Tacit Fury. They're from Russia. Shit is brutal, huh? I like it. Members include Dmitry, Alexander, and Alexei. Gotta see if they know how to speak English. Maybe I can book an interview with these guys somehow. Because, I mean, we've talked to Finland, we've talked to Highland, we've talked to Australia. We did the Philippines. We did the Faroe Islands. So I don't see why we couldn't do Russia. Let's get some Skype action going with Tacit Fury. I'm going to see what I can do about that. Still to come, we've got Aaron Lewis of Buzzard Canyon. He's also in When Deadbolt Breaks. Some other projects too, apparently. We're going to talk to him just a little bit, so keep it locked. Wanted to talk to you guys about this one. I'll have a bacon cheeseburger with a side of orgasm. Yeah. Danish burger restaurant is raising customers' eyebrows by selling sex toys along with its food. That's right, sex toys. Hot Buns in Copenhagen added vibrators, whips, and sex-oriented products to the menu. So could you imagine? So yeah, I'll take a Big Mac with cheese, a McDouble, and one of those double dildos too. Give me one of those double dildos. Apparently on Friday and Saturday nights, there are only two things most people want: sex and food. We're combining them both, said the owner. He says sex toys will only be available to adults on customers in the evening hours, of course. When Hot Buns opened in March, Danish politician Camilla Schwab admitted having a beef, if you will, with the restaurant's use of sex to sell burgers. Because, you know, political correctness is not just here in America, folks. It's everywhere. Everybody wants to get all PC, hurting each other's feelings. Whatever happened to just saying, fuck you, every now and again? Feels good. Fast food normally makes you feel guilty, but this burger should make people feel extra guilty and leave a bad taste in your mouth, says the Copenhagen Post. Camilla Schwab says. So, yeah, if you are ever in Copenhagen, check out Hot Buns in the evening hours. Get yourself the double whammer, along with the double whopper. I found that very fucking amusing. I don't know about you guys. All right. November 1st, Nasty Disaster's putting out their new album. It's going to be awesome. I cannot wait. So right before we talk to Aaron Lewis, not that Aaron Lewis, we're going to play some Nasty Day. Maybe something else. Maybe not. Keep it locked. We'll be right back. OFNR. You fucking whore.
Motherfucker.
Slut, suck it, 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 slut, suck it. Sons of metal, slut, whores of rock and roll. You fucking whore. Sons of metal, slut, come lick my iron pole. My fucking pole. I see you in the front row, shaking everything you got. The sound drives me so crazy. can't explain.
Hang on, hang on. Ooh, hey, Aaron.
Hey, how you doing, man?
What's going on, bro? Sorry, we were like just finishing up a little bit of shallow ground there. Cut it short, so I'll just have to play another one, you know?
Hey, are we on the air right now or no?
Are we on the air right now? Of course.
I was going to get my bass player on the phone, too.
All right, you can do that.
All right. Do you want to put a song on and I'll get him on the line?
Well, so it should only take you, what, like a couple seconds, right? I mean, ring him up and,
hang on.
and say, get on the line.
All right, let me do this.
All right. You do that, I'll let everybody know what I just played. I just played some Shallow Ground with Before the Dawn. Of course, you should check them out if you have not. And some Nasty Disaster with Sluts of Metal. A classic from those guys. Go check them out as well. They are putting out a brand new record. I think their first record, like official record. It's going to be awesome. Like, I've seen the artwork and stuff. It looks really fucking cool. Cannot wait to get it.
Your butt.
Yes. Yes, I am here.
All right. Here we are.
Who are we? Besides Aaron, obviously.
So,
I know you.
Yeah, Aaron Lewis and Randy Dumas, and then we have Amber with us as well.
All right, so the first thing we got to get out of the way, okay? It's the very first thing we got to get out of the way, dude. How many times you got to say, no, not that Aaron Lewis?
You know, you have no idea the shit that I've gone through since, like, 1996, man. It's whatever. It's fun. And it worked out. Sometimes it's actually worked out in my benefit, too, so that's all right.
Sure, you want to book a show, and it's like, well, Aaron Lewis wants to book a show. We should totally let him have it. Yeah.
You know, so here's a really stupid story. Normally, it's music stores. When I go in there and they like Daddies or whatever, or Guitar Center, they'll look at my license and they're like, wait a minute. I'm like, dude, seriously, come on, put it together, you know?
Right. So, but, like, yeah, have you ever seen that movie Office Space?
Michael Bolton?
Yeah, dude, you have those moments, right? You have those moments where you're like, dude, no, just no, come on.
Exactly. So, anyways, man, next topic.
All right. I had to get it out of the way, man. I was like, been bugging me because, you know, even I've had to say, like, no, not that one, just to make sure everybody knows.
Right.
All right. So now, I had saw that you had posted. I didn't realize that you were in so many other projects besides Buzzard Canyon.
Yeah.
So, well, run the list down for us.
All right, so When the Deadbolt Breaks has been around for about 10 years. That's basically been my main gig for, like 10 years. Buzzard Canyon is something that has been kind of in the works off and on for a couple of years, but it was under the name of Thunderhoof for a while. And then just recently we ended up hooking up with Randy Dumas on bass, and then Matt Rafferty on drums, decided to try and actually make Buzzard Canyon an actual full-on band.
All right. So the band itself, Buzzard Canyon's been around for how long?
As it is right now in this lineup and actually going on doing shows, I'd say like 7-8 months.
Wow. So very young band as far as this particular project. So
very much so, yeah.
So you have When the Deadbolt Breaks and then this and that's it? I thought you had posted another band.
Yep. Right. The other thing that I do is The Walking Ghost. It's just me. It's solo acoustic, very somber, kind of quiet acoustic.
Oh, right on. That's cool. So constantly, you're constantly playing.
I try to keep busy. Yeah.
Now, is this what you? And now, of course, for those who not knowing, we're talking. It's Aaron. Do you find yourself looking for new projects like this, or did this just kind of happen organically?
No, it was kind of organic. The story goes, When the Deadbolt Breaks it for anybody who doesn't know, it's very psychedelic doom, slow, kind of, I don't want to say drone, but it's got that very 70s Sabbath-esque psychedelic doom sound to it. Buzzard Canyon was always meant to be a whole nother animal. Something we actually dubbed it Camaro rock.
Nice.
Like old school Motorhead, something that you can every song you can kind of pump your fist to and headbang. It's very straightforward, very rock and roll, more upbeat than When the Deadbolt Breaks. So we wanted it to be a completely separate animal, something completely different. And over the years, I tried it with different members, and it never really worked out the way it was supposed to. And until recently, meeting, hooking back up with Dumas, who I've known for, many years, and getting Matt on drums. This is the first time that this music for this band has actually sounded the way it should. So that was basically the idea, was just to do something completely different than Deadbolt. Not in place of, but just something different. And then, The Walking Ghost itself is just, like I said, it's just acoustic stuff. It was something that I wanted to kind of try and branch out and see if I could do it. It seemed to be working out. I've done quite a few shows as The Walking Ghost, and it goes over well. So I'm like, why not just keep doing it?
Yeah, fuck yeah. That, and again, the performing aspect. I dig the fact that because of all these projects, you're constantly honing your craft. This is what you're doing.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
So now, being in a band like When Deadbolt's, just for a second, for 10 years, how is the music industry for you changed?
That's actually interesting. It's always been very, I don't want to say difficult. It's been interesting with When the Deadbolt Breaks, because when I first started the band, I had played with Cable for a couple of years during the Pigs Never Fly era, and after I left that band, I had these ideas for When the Deadbolt Breaks. I had these ideas for these slow, very epic, and kind of melodic tunes, which you're talking mid 2000s. So at the time, I was having a very hard time finding musicians that understood it or wanted to do it.
Right.
So it was always kind of a challenge. But at the same time, the band got signed to its first label. We got signed before we even had a band together. The drummer and I at the time, the kid who was playing drums at that time, we had about 4 songs written and recorded. We were just writing them and recording them simultaneously. And just so happens I was buying PA speakers off of this guy who owned a label. And I sent him some of the music, and within a half hour, he offered us a pretty decent deal for a first deal. So from that point, it was, you always expect the worst, or at least I always expect the worst, but then it always seems like the more positive things were happening. But then it comes to shows, and When the Deadbolt Breaks, because it's so heavy, it's always ended up getting kind of paired with a lot of metal bands, which is fine. I love metal. But the crowd, the metal audience, I think doesn't know what to do with us at times, which is always interesting, because we just get up there and if the bands we play with are heavy and fast and crazy and obscene and, whatever, which is great. We have kind of always gone up and done the exact opposite, almost on purpose, I guess. And it leaves everybody kind of in this haze of, well, I don't know what that was that I just saw, So that's what we've been doing for the past 10 years. So for us, it hasn't really changed because it's still the same. I don't want to say struggle, but I guess it's kind of a struggle, but we do it on purpose,
Yeah, right.
So it's just one of those things. But we've always been able to get, labels interested in us to some extent to help us out with, promoting the records, putting the records out. And we'll never make $1 million off it, but it's something we do, and it's in our heart, and we love it,
Right, and you actually do that as a living.
No, oh God, I wish.
All right.
No, if I do that as a living, then I'd be living in a van down by the river somewhere.
Living in a van down by the river.
Actually, I don't even think I could afford a van at that point.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So since we went down that,
Buzzard Canyon, like I said, was something kind of different. We wanted to do something with more rock and roll and kind of see what the other side of things was like, and kind of go back to our roots where it was just, simple songs. They're like 3 or 4 minute songs. We get up there, we hammer them out, and, it's a lot different than Deadbolt, because Deadbolt has 15, 20, 30-minute songs.
Right.
Like 4-minute songs. You just get up and play them,
Cool. All right. So now let's talk about this. So what do you think about this one? If you could go out on tour, you could take either any band you want. You could take Buzzard Canyon right now, today, out on tour with any band you want, dead or alive. And you can go around the phone here. And who would you go out on tour with?
That's such a loaded question. Doomis, you want to handle that?
Me personally, I would go out with Typo Negative.
Oh, nice. I saw those guys down at Tuxedo Junction in Danbury, like way back in the day, and yeah, dude, they're there's nothing like that. Fucking Peter Steele is fucking ginormous, dude.
Yeah. I saw him almost hitting the ceiling at the energy. That was my take. I was 16, a little shorter then. It was kind of a scary thing, but.
And the presents, don't forget about it.
Typo would be good. I mean, even as typical as it would sound, like Monster Magnet, that type of thing, because I think that's kind of where this band sits. But I mean, at the same time, Hawkwind, or even if we were out with Motorhead when back in the early '80s would have been awesome.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Well, that's just it. I mean, it's just one of those things. If you could fucking turn back time just for 2 seconds, Of course, if everybody could do that, this world would be totally screwed up because, the time continuum would be fucked. All right, enough nerd talk. What about it? What about if I gave you an MP3 player, right? And you guys have it for a month, and you give it back to me, and you can't delete anything. What guilty pleasures might I find on there, music-wise, that you might not want to tell anybody?
Probably Erykah Badu. I think we all listen to such eclectic stuff, but I mean, that kind of goes for anybody, I mean, Amber, I think, is very jazz-oriented to an extent.
Mm-hmm. Jazz or folk.
Yeah.
So Patty Griffin's my idol.
So you saw... Aaron, you had said something about a Bieber fever, so I'm not going to find no Bieber in the MP3 player when you guys aren't rocking that.
You might. No, you might, because it's kind of a guilty pleasure. I mean, it's JB. What do you want? Something's got to happen.
Amber's so old school, she doesn't have a MP3 player.
Oh, I see.
She still has a cassette Walkman.
No way. She's got a record player in a wheelbarrow.
Hey, don't make fun of record players, man.
Dude, I love me some vinyl.
I spin vinyl every.
All right, so let's talk about that, man. Let's talk about that because I got to get your take since you brought up vinyl. What's your take on the fact that we are really going into this, and not going into? I mean, it's there, it's gone. where the hell are record stores? Where, you know what I mean? Like vinyl is, I mean, it's a collectible, but you got to know the stores, man. It's so crazy that we live in this world of non-tangibility. Thoughts?
Yeah, you know, I know. I always like. I mean, bands like Sun always impress me. Where they do a limited edition, and sometimes most of the time the only place you can buy it is at their show live. And I always thought that was a very classy way to do it. I mean, the whole record store thing, it's dead, and record labels are kind of sucking wind at this point. So I mean, if you can actually get vinyl printed, to me that seems like the most sense. You just do a limited edition, you bring them around to shows, because God knows bands don't really get paid a whole lot of money for shows anyways. You might as well sell something that people are going to enjoy, and if you can print vinyl and sell it as a collectible, then it's the way to go, man,
Oh, absolutely, man. I've picked up a couple bands who have done that, where they put out a vinyl, and I gotta have it, man. I put it up on my walls, It's like, it's art. It's that whole idea is not being around pains me in some little way, even though, like, space-wise, yeah, I probably don't have the space for as many vinyls as I do music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in the same breath, it's just that whole thought of buying a record, like an album, and listen to how old I sound. A record, fucking, buying a record and opening it up and seeing the artwork and getting a true sense of the artist. I think music has kind of lost that, man.
Well, we were talking about that before too, because I remember with Deadbolt, it was our second full length, the last day without Sun, or the last day of Sun. It was supposed to be 2 discs, and we had, at the time we were with a smaller label, and they didn't really have a lot of money, so there was a lot of disputes going back and forth about who was going to pay for what, and we as a band didn't really have money to pay for the vinyl either. So at the end of the day, we were like, you know what, fuck this. We put it out on the internet ourselves for free, and we actually sent it to those blog spots. You can go to blog spots and download all sorts of shit for free.
Yeah.
We sent it, emailed it to every single one of those ourselves for like 2 months. Just found everyone we could send it to and just kept sending it. Said, please put this up for free, let people take it,
Right.
And the part that bummed me out most about that is I spent, quite a few months actually getting the artwork together, and I was fixing the artwork on vinyl. And that's what I wanted, was this big fold-out thing, And it's not the same when you get it on the internet,
Yeah, man. I don't know. I grew up, my first job was at a record store. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's something about that tangibility, man. It's a dying art. So it's cool that, here, potentially do like stuff like that. I was kind of hoping Nasty Disaster would put out a vinyl for their new record, just because that'd be like just a cool collectible to have. It's silly, but it's cool.
Right.
A lot of bands are putting out vinyl.
You know what else I've seen coming back is the tapes, cassettes. I've seen fucking people putting out singles on cassette.
Yeah. I think that, like, I still have a cassette player because I have a 65 Mustang that I drive, and that's got a cassette deck in it. That's fine. But that's the only one I've got, so I think cassettes are kind of pushing it a little bit too far. I mean, 8 tracks, what's next? I don't know.
So here's a waxen tablet of all my music. All you got to do is just put this little needle here and just spin this thing, and it'll sound.
Wax cylinders, right?
Yeah.
Don't scratch it.
Don't scratch it.
Good
don't leave it in the sun.
So, yeah, whatever you do, don't put your thumb on it. Oh my God.
Right.
You broke it. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so with Buzzard Canyon, basically, we've been together for, Randy, I think like 7 months, right? 8 months?
Yeah, I think it was about March. Yeah, I think it was about March we got together.
Somewhere in there. And we've been doing a bunch of shows. The end of October, we're doing a kind of weekend, we call it a weekend tour or whatever, call it what you want, but we're playing Jersey at the at Championships Bar and Grill in Trenton Friday night, Halloween night, and then Saturday we're playing in Frederick, Maryland at Lalo's, which they're having this huge Halloween festival with Weed is Weed, which is, some of the guys in Spirit Caravan and Earth Ride. A lot of the bigger bands are playing that night. So we really want to kind of get out and start promoting the band. And we have a record that we're working on right now. We've got about six. There's gonna be 7 tunes on it, and I don't know if you're familiar with Alabama Thunder Pussy.
I've heard the name, but I don't think I've listened. Great name.
Yeah,
Great name, by the way.
Yeah, honestly, they're one of my idol all-time bands, and the vocalist from Alabama Thunder Pussy, Jonathan Throckmorton, is actually going to be featured with us doing a song for us.
Oh, you know where I heard that? There was a story about this recently. This Christian rock station had a whole list of bands that you couldn't say, and I think Alabama Thunder Pussy was on that list, if I'm not mistaken. That's where
obviously along with Anal Cunt, right?
Yeah, Anal Cunt, and there was a whole bunch. I mean, it was really ridiculous.
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi, yeah, you can't say that in public sometimes.
All right.
But yeah, so our record should be done. We're working on it now. We've got a couple more things to kind of tweak on it, and we're hoping to have it out before the end of the year. At least we're hoping, and the vinyl would actually be very nice for that too. So we're still kind of looking into options, I guess.
It's so the vinyl thing, because I've wanted to do I did a free download a while back now of like a compilation of artists who've all agreed to be on the comp for free, and from all over the place. And I wanted to do a special vinyl for that, and it's just, man, the expense is it's just so ridiculous because of the medium, because of the medium. Yeah. It's not like you're burning it on a computer; it just doesn't work that way.
I know it is. It's just extremely expensive. And then even Deadbolt's last record was supposed to be on vinyl too, and there was kind of an issue with that, so due to price too. But it's really, like I said, we're kind of looking around right now, and we've got some options that we're poking around with. So got our fingers crossed.
Right on. Well, if you can, you're gonna hang for just a couple minutes, right? You can do that. I want to play that track. I want to play that track that you sent me, so we can talk, and then we can talk about it a little bit. The name of the track is Wyoming, right? And it's the rough mix. This is no one outside of who's listening to OFNR, right? Has besides you guys, obviously, has heard this yet, right?
Yeah, no. So far, you're the only one who's heard it. And it is a rough mix. We wanted to get something to be able to have you play and everybody check out. We consider it more of like a demo version, but it's kind of a good idea of what we do.
Sure.
And what the band does.
All right, so everybody keep it locked. You guys just hang on the line there and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in about 5 minutes or so, all right?
Right on, thanks.
dogs while the stripper demonstrators hold this night. 10 more miles to leave my life behind. The road is paved with tire tracks. Come here and die with me. Move the tires to spin in love.
Optical fiber, non-conductive riser, OFNR, or officialfnradio.com. You decide.
What does that even mean?
So there you have it, dude. Some really rough Buzzard Canyon. I'm digging the hell out of what I'm hearing. Obviously, once it's all like said and done, it's going to be a totally different thing. But I get the ideas. You know what I'm saying? I really, it's totally. It's got like you were saying, kind of like a surf rock or like punkish, upbeat.
Right. Yeah.
Butthole surfers
no,
almost.
Right, we tried to do something very different, and it's kind of funny the way it works out now too, because with Deadbolt, Rich, or the drummer for Deadbolt, had been with us for about 3 years, and he just left a couple months ago because he was having a lot of personal issues. So Dumas, the bass player for Buzzard Canyon, sat down behind the drums one night and started playing, and I was like, I had no idea he could even play drums. so now he plays bass with Deadbolt, but also plays bass with Buzzard Canyon, but also plays drums when the Deadbolt breaks. So the bass player for When the Deadbolt Breaks, Mike, also plays guitar with Buzzard Canyon, and then we brought in Amber on vocals. Amber's been singing the Walking Ghost stuff with me for a while now, actually, almost a year. So we brought her in on vocals to sing along with me. So it kind of turned into kind of a monster at this point.
Nice. Now, did you guys recently play, or are you going to be playing Cherry Street soon? Didn't I hear that?
What was it? About 3 weeks ago, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I played about 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Sorry, I fucking missed you.
No, it's all right. Don't let it happen again.
I'll try. Can't make any promises.
Right.
And then I haven't done a live show yet, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, actually, in Amber's first live shows with us will be in October when we head down to Maryland.
So now, Amber, how long have you been doing the music thing?
Since I can speak.
Well, I understand. I get what you're saying.
Let's see. Madonna was my idol growing up.
So we might find some Madonna on that MP3 player then, huh?
Maybe.
I think I've evolved a little bit since then. Then you go onto the Fiona Apple stage.
Yeah, right.
Then you go on this and that. Billie Holiday. She's my girl.
It kind of adds. It's a really cool contrast too, because my vocal style is very different, and bringing her in, just thinking with the Walking Ghost, the acoustic stuff that I do, it's really enhanced it quite a bit, and she's taught me a lot as far as singing and melody and that type of thing. So bringing her to Buzzard Canyon it's interesting because she doesn't even really listen to the style of music, so it's a totally different game. So I think it's really brought a lot to the band.
Right. It's very cool.
I really
Very cool.
the instruments.
Right.
For like little tweaking here and there, but I play a lot of instruments with my voice.
Oh yeah. What other?
I
What,
do a good trumpet.
what other?
I do
What
a
other?
great trumpet.
Oh, you're a good trumpet player.
with my voice.
Oh, I see.
Mike Pat.
Little scat singing, you know.
Meow 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 meow. Wow.
I'm an old go choir girl too.
Right. So, all right. Let's see. What else can we talk about here? What about if we played a little game here? You guys up for a little game? You guys don't seem like a serious bunch. I mean, we can play a little game.
No,
right?
not at all. What do you got?
Alright. Let me see what I can pull up here. I got a little game here. I think that we could play. Let me go get my my cousin really quick here. Just give me 2 seconds, all right? Hang on a second. Where'd he go? Okay. All right. Hey. Yeah. Come on. Get in here.
Man, I don't know what's going on.
Come on, man. Let me in, man. Come on. Hey, come on, guys. Let me in, man, please.
Hey, it's that time again. Time for another band lab with Taco Suave.
Arriba! Wake up, everybody! It's time for Pertinent! Hey, my name is Paco Suave, man, and I'm hanging out with Aaron Lewis, but not the dude from Stained. What do you think of Stained anyway? I think I made a Stained in my pants. You know what I'm saying? All right, so check it out, guys. Check it out. We're gonna play a little quick game, okay? I'm gonna ask you guys for some words, and you and we're gonna build a story with these words. You guys have played this before when you were young, probably. So I want you to think of the very first thing that you can come up with, okay? Just work with me. All right, so I need a relative, like an aunt or an uncle or a dad or a mom or what, somebody who's related.
Tommy.
Let's go with Uncle Tommy.
Uncle Tommy, okay. All right, describe Uncle Tommy. Is he kind of smelly? Is he sweaty? Is he gross?
He's very tall.
Tall, okay. And what
Tall
else?
Tall and skinny with long hair.
Skinny and long hair, okay. All right, we're gonna use your name, Aaron, as the person in the room, because I'm not in your room, you know? Okay, so Aaron, describe yourself to me, man.
I'm short. I'm very thin. I'm probably about 4'2" in total, I think.
Okay. All right, give me a verb ending in ed, so like fucked as a good one.
Yeah, well, let's go with that one. Let's say fuck.
Okay. Give me a body part.
Is taint doable?
Taint is definitely a body part, yeah. If you can tell somebody to lick your taint, and they would have to lick that particular body part. So yeah, I would think it's a body part.
You could even go with grundle.
How about grundle and taint?
Sure. There we go.
Okay. How about a verb ending in ing? Running, screaming, shitting.
Shitting.
Come on, Doomis.
Yeah, do it.
Shooting.
Shooting. Okay. Give me a noun, a plural noun. That'll be like multiple persons, places, or things.
Camel.
Sandals. Okay. All right. This is gonna be a really weird.
Camel.
Oh, candles that you burn. Okay.
Camel.
Okay.
No. Like the humpback camel.
Oh, camel, like a camel toe.
Camel, yeah.
Camel toes. Okay, I gotcha.
Camel toes.
All right, I need a noun, a singular noun. Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? You know what? We'll do Bueller.
ceiling.
All right, we're almost done. We're almost done. I need 4 more words. I need a verb, so like run or jump or shit or fuck.
I keep going back, man. We need to have a conversation at some point.
Or fuck. I mean, come on, help me out here, man. Just throw out a word. It doesn't matter.
Ejaculate. Let's go with that.
Ejaculate. Okay, I like that. I need one more verb.
Push.
Push. Okay. One more. A relative. A different relative. How about Grandma Moses?
Grandmama.
Grandmama? Okay, I like Grandmama. Okay, and one more person in the room.
Captain.
Okay. Okay, so here's the list of words that we came up with, okay? Now, when I'm done here, I'm going to leave, but Bob on the Knob will be right back with you, okay? He's going to let me out, and then he'll come right back. So don't go anywhere. Don't hang up. Okay, so here's the list of words. Uncle Tommy, tall, skinny, long hair, Aaron Lewis, short, gangly, fucked, Grundle and Tate, shooting, camel toes, Bueller, uninterruptedly ejaculate, push, grandmama, and captain. So, this is your story. This is your letter from camp. Dear Uncle Tommy, I'm having a tall time at camp. The counselor is skinny, and the food is long hair. I met Aaron Lewis and we became short friends. Unfortunately, Aaron Lewis is gangly and I fucked my Grundle and Taint so we couldn't go shooting like everyone else. I need more camel toes and a Bueller sharpener. So please, uninterruptedly, ejaculate more when you push back. Your grandmama, Captain. Okay, this has been Paco Suave and Ben Lives. Thanks so much. I'll be back. See you later. Remember, Bob's coming.
So that's just weird.
Brilliant.
It's brilliant.
Did you ever do Mad Libs?
Damn.
No.
Sorry about that. Yeah, Paco gets crazy sometimes, man. My bad. Sorry about that.
So wait. So you mentioned Nasty Disaster.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, I know Ron Zombie pretty well. I mean, I've hung out with him quite a few times. I know Dick McPlenty. I mean, yeah, I know them pretty well, I would say.
That's awesome.
They're great dudes. I mean,
I remember I saw them in New Haven. I forget what the name of the bar was. I was with these two ladies, and for some reason they did Dick McPlenty. I think he's the vocalist, right?
No, he's the guitarist. It's Herman Von Roll is the vocalist.
Okay, so Herman, Mr. Von Roll, was able to get all the girls in the audience to drop their pants and do a pants-off dance-off. And that was my first experience with Nasty Disaster, and it was probably my best experience with Nasty Disaster. That was probably one of the coolest shows ever. It's just 10 seconds of walking in there, pants-off, dance-off, and I'm like, wow, this is fucking great. This is where I ended up for the night. It's excellent.
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
Props to Nasty.
Yeah, they're putting out their first record, I think. The full, official. The album artwork looks amazing. It looks really, really awesome. I can't wait.
No shit, nice.
Fuck yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, man. Any independent artists? I mean, obviously, that you like particularly. I mean, do you go out to shows much?
It's been. I mean, we've actually been playing quite a bit locally, so that's kind of the shows that we've been going through, the ones that we've been playing. And honestly, there's a lot of really good bands out here. I mean, God, the right now in Connecticut, the list is endless. There's so many good bands. I'm a huge fan of Insano Vision. I don't know if you know those dudes or anything, but Insano Vision is, I would say, probably one of the top of my list right now.
Is that Walter's band?
That's Walter's band, yeah.
Walter.
But there are a lot of really good bands locally.
Oh my God, yeah. I definitely agree with you there. Obviously, how can you not? It's that's something we could actually discuss really quickly. Gene Simmons recently said rock is dead. Thoughts?
What the hell does Gene Simmons know?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I like Kiss. I like the old school Kiss and everything, but I think you just got to shut the fuck up and just make their money. I don't know. I don't think they know what the hell they're talking about.
Totally not. I mean, there's really rock. You can't kill rock. Rock doesn't die.
No, I mean, I think with the way the labels are right now, and I think everything, the playing field is a little more level at this point. You know.
Speaking of record label. Oh, sorry, not to interrupt you. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's cool, guys.
Speaking of record labels, what about those kids that recently got that Sony record label or whatever? And they're like 13, 14. What is it? Unlock the Truth or something like that?
The kid, the instrumental metal band there?
Yeah.
Good for them. I think it's a fad, but whatever. That's unheard of. It's awesome. I think it's great, you know?
Yeah, it's just not the reality for like anybody. You know what I mean? Like that's like it's like winning the lottery at this point. You know.
Yeah.
I think it always I think it always kind of was too, but it's so much more. I don't know. I've read research where, you know, listeners don't listen to 30 seconds of music and then they'll switch channels like that. You know what I mean? Like that's their attention span is like 30 seconds and then they're off to the next thing because there's so much consumption.
But I mean, I think it still happens. I mean, look at Sour Rain. Sour Rain actually just hooked up with a really good deal through with Metal Blade because of 313 Entertainment. You know, and I mean, God, Sour Rain's been at it for 20 years. You know, and now they're finally on Metal Blade. I mean, that's a big step. That's a huge step, especially after 20 years, you know?
Sure.
So I think it still does happen, but I don't know, man. I mean, it's one of those things that if you know, I mean, as an independent musician, if you're in it because of that, then you might as well get the fuck out because it doesn't make any, it's not gonna happen, you know? You either got to do it because you like it or not at all. And that's kind of where we are, is we hit the road and we play and we have a good time, and it is what it is. It's just what we do, you know?
Yeah, meet cool people and rock out with, you know, I mean, perform. You know, I think it's killer, man. You know, obviously, any cool road stories? Favorite venue out there that you may have hit along the way?
You know, I gotta say, from when the Deadbolt breaks, the going south for us is probably the best. We love playing Maryland. We've always got a really good turnout anywhere we play in Maryland, Pennsylvania. The couple times we've been to South Carolina, it's always a blast, and it's just, I don't know, you know, like I said, you don't make a whole lot of money at it, but it's showing up to some venue you've never been to before in a van and getting out and playing and moving on to the next one. You know, every night's an adventure. That's just how it is. It's fun. One night we were going out to Jersey to play a show. We were doing a 3-day weekend, and the first stop we made in Jersey, the first rest stop, was the Vincent Lombardi rest area in Jersey. And the van got broken into within 5 minutes of us being in the rest area.
Wow.
And they had taken the bass player and drummer's clothes. That's all they could get. That's all they had a chance to get because we were in there so quick. So basically they spent the whole weekend in one pair of clothes, you know, 3 or 4 days, I think, which, you know, that's rock and roll. That's what happens. But we're just lucky they didn't get any equipment.
Right. It's crazy, man. So is that like, I know, as far as rock star things that you've ever done, what's the most rock, like, you know, in as far as being, you know, 'cause sometimes when you're young, do some crazy stuff. Any stories that way? Trash any hotel rooms, you know?
Dubas?
Let's see. I've signed boobies.
Nice.
Let's see.
That's got to be a great feeling.
Have I lit a joint on? You know, it's mild stuff.
I like the fact you still call them boobies. breasts. That actually made my night. I mean, God, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure everybody's got stories. Anybody who's in a band. I just remember being back in, when we were young, being in New York playing shows and being on acid in some weird hotel room, and I don't think it's necessarily so much like that anymore. We have to be a little more responsible.
Right. Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, can't do that all the time, anymore, When you're young and dumb, everybody looks the other way, Nowadays, once you grow up and you stop doing the crazy stuff. But it's always, it's cool to hear.
I mean, Halloween weekend, who knows, man? Hookers and dope, I guess it's all kind of fair game as far as that goes. And, there's devil's land smoking meth and doing coke off of some hooker's ass. I mean, why not? I mean, God, you only live once.
All right, well, since you went that way, you only live once, I got a question for you. So we did, way back a while ago now, a story about this woman who, for art, would take yarn and put it in her vagina and then knit from the yarn within her vagina. Now, the question...
I heard about this.
The question is, do you wear the vag knit sweater?
Is there...
Why not?
All right.
I have so many questions right now.
All right, so now let me turn it up a notch. If grandma is the one that's knitting the sweater and she gives it to you on Christmas and you know that it's your grandma's vag knit sweater, do you wear the sweater to appease grandma?
Dude, you better copyright that shit, man, because it sounds to me, if you're asking me vag knit sweater, I would buy one.
You would buy a vag knit sweater?
As long as it's not red.
Now, see, that's the thing.
If it's a red sweater, I'm running.
Now, that's the thing. She doesn't stop. She doesn't stop at all throughout the month. She just knits all the time. So you may get the red sweater.
It's multicolored is what you're saying.
Indeed.
So to answer your question, yes, I would wear it. Would you?
Warm and fuzzy.
Warm and fuzzy.
Warm and fuzzy vag knit sweaters. Fantastic.
Right. As long as it has a cat on it.
As long as the cat was
There are
embroidered.
requirements.
Nice.
A cat must be on the front.
There was also this woman in Europe that was making art with the same thing where she was dropping eggs from her vajayjay. Did you see that whole thing?
Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Dude, there's so much crazy stuff out there. It's truly insane. Like every day you could find a new story of some crazy ridiculousness, it just all the time, people just go nuts, man. But anyhow,
how Ebola are you?
Oh yeah, that's the other, right, Ebola. Don't get it, man. It's not good for you. I hear you bad things.
I'll do what I can to avoid it. I own gas masks, so I'm all right.
Gas mask? That sounds delicious.
Respirators.
Respirators, yeah.
Respirators. Gas masks. Well, when you're doing the wacky tobacco, the gas mask's a good idea. That's a good way to go. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying.
A 6-foot bong.
Yes, something like that. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Medicinal, like.
Right.
Oh, of course.
So, well, I want to thank you guys really for hanging out with me tonight and talking with me and telling me about Buzzard Canyon. So when do you think, Aaron? When do you think we might get a taste of like the whole album? When do you think that might be out? Yeah, I know you said that earlier, but just to remind everybody.
Well, like I said, we're not rushing it. We're talking to a couple. We're working with 313 Entertainment right now to talk to a couple different labels and seeing what options are out there. So we're hoping before the end of the year, but we're really not in a rush for it. Like I said, the record's almost done. It's as it is right now. We're really happy with how it sounds. We just don't really want to push it, And I have a studio in my house, so at this point, we can write and record endlessly and kind of keep it going. So
right, and then
hopefully before the year.
When you so you record all your stuff at your place and then bring it to the engineer, or that's just like a way for you to like make your music better.
No, I have my own studio in my house, so we've actually been recording, and we do the whole process generally. I think we'll probably end up sending this out to get mastered, but we do everything in my house. We've been doing that for years.
Right. Well, yeah, why not? I mean, the technology is there, and it's not very expensive to have the technology, you know what I mean? Buy a board, buy a computer, and that's nasty and
no,
no computer.
It's like 90% analog.
Is that right? So what, to DAT?
No, I actually have it's just a hard drive, so I record everything directly onto the hard drive. But I have my board is manual. I have all outboards, analog effects. So basically, if you fuck up, you got to go to square one and start all over again.
Ah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's old school. But
that's old school.
But, I mean,
that's cool. So, what's the reasoning behind that? I mean,
I just like the feel, and I like the it kind of challenges you a little bit more. I don't know, what was it? Lenny Kravitz was saying that. I forget what song it was, but all he had to do was do the verse once, and he just looped it over and over again through Pro Tools. And I know I should be for that because it makes everything so much easier, but I'm just not. I like the system that I've got. To me, it makes more sense to be able to physically do it all myself.
Absolutely, yeah, sure. It's true. It's honest. It's not. You're totally not buying into the commercialized way of doing business, and I commend you. I mean, dude, I'm an audiophile. I truly like old school. I mean, I remember 4-track recorders and like tape to tape. Even not so much of that, but like but 4-track recorders, and you get bouncing tracks and shit. So it's cool to hear people doing the old school method. Simon from Up Recording down in Shelton, same kind of thing. He's really into the analog type of deal. All this stuff is very not tech. It's old school. And you can tell the difference. When you get the record back out, you're like, oh wow, that's it's got a totally different sound to it.
Yeah, there is a huge difference with Deadbolt. I mean, sometimes it makes it more challenging because, like I said, the songs when the Deadbolt breaks are so long, and if you do mess up, you do have to either find a spot you can punch in or go back to the beginning again. You're talking a 30, 40-minute song sometimes, so it makes it a little more challenging. But we write and record simultaneously. We don't, we make it a habit not to have this stuff completely perfected before it goes to tape. We make it up as we go along sometimes, and it makes it a little more interesting when you have to, kind of stay on your mark with certain things, and it also gives you a little more freedom at the same time too. Right.
That's really awesome, man. I mean, again, it's cool to see people, not getting on the tech and keeping that shit alive,
Right. Yeah.
Again, it goes right back to what we were talking about with tangibility. Even it's that whole process, man. It's, I fear for my children's as they grow up to not know that whole concept of like tangibility and like actually going to the store on like new release day and getting a fucking album and like opening it up and checking it out, and maybe they put in a poster. Oh, that's so awesome. It used to be a thing.
I
know we talked about it, but like,
we got to stop. But I mean, I remember just real quick. I remember being as a kid. We were talking about this. Just being as a kid, the records were so hard to get. I mean, I remember my first Metallica record. I remember calling WHUS. I was like in 4th grade or some shit. I had heard Battery for the first time on HUS, and I just kept calling and requesting it. That's all I wanted to hear because I didn't know what the fuck it was, And I remember the DJ that I talked to. He's like, "Yeah, man, somebody stole this record. We don't have it anymore." And I was so upset about that. I was like, "Oh, this sucks. I don't know where to find it. I don't know where to get it. I don't have the internet,
Yeah, what's the internet?
Right. So this DJ was awesome. He's like, dude, he's like, man, I'll tell you what, I'll give you my album, okay? Just meet me at store 24. You know, it was 7 o'clock in the morning before he went to work or whatever the next day. So my mom drove me up there, and you know, and I met this guy that I didn't know out in the parking lot. And he handed me the record. He handed me the vinyl Master of Puppets. He's like, "Man, be careful with this, man. This will warp your mind." And I remember just getting that record, you know, this big piece of record, and bringing it home and popping it on the turntable. It was like there was nothing like that feeling.
Yeah.
You know, and I just remember doing that all over again. Just a chase of getting this fucking brand new band like Bolt Thrower Records or, I mean, God, you name it, you know, and it's not, God, I can just go on the internet, download anything I want now and find anything, you know, and hear it real quick.
In seconds,
Spotify, you know.
In seconds,
which is fine, but the challenge just isn't there anymore, you know.
Yeah, well, they turned a commodity into like it's just, yeah, you know, everybody's got music out there and it's crazy. It's like the Wild West, you know.
Yeah, right.
Oversaturation at some points, you know, you're just like, oh, geez, there's so many.
Right.
But
all
right, man. Well, thank you guys again so much for hanging out and talking with me. It's been awesome. I've really learned quite a bit. Cannot wait for the album, of course. You know, when it's ready, let me know. We'll play it on the air. We'll talk again. You know, if there's anything OFNR can do to help, as far as spreading the word or whatever, and just, you know, let me know, man. That's what we're here for, you know. At the end of the day.
No, we really appreciate it, man. And then the next things that we've got lined up, October 31st, we're going to be at a Championships Bar and Grill in Trenton, New Jersey. And November 1st will be at Lalo's Pizza. It's a pizzeria, but they hold a lot of shows down there with Weed is Weed and a bunch of other bands down in Brunswick, Maryland. So if you're in those areas, definitely stop by and check them out.
Right on. Now, before I let you go, man, I got to have a little artist idea, a little breaker, you know, like your name, the band, and that they're listening to official FN radio. That would be pretty all right.
All right, so what do you want?
All right, your name, the band, Buzzard Canyon, of course. So Aaron Lewis, Buzzard Canyon, and you're tuned into official FN radio.
All right. This is Aaron Lewis, Buzzard Canyon, and you're tuned into official FN radio.
Perfect. Thank you so much, man. I will I'll have that in my little archive. When you give me some new music, of course, we'll play it here on OFNR. And I hope to see you at a show sometime soon. Make sure you guys are safe on tour and all that. Pleasure meeting y'all. And I'll keep Paco away from you. Don't worry. You know, when you come back to Connecticut, Paco won't come.
Thanks, man. We appreciate it. We really appreciate the support, man.
Have a good night, guys.
All right, you too.
You too.
All right, so there you go. Aaron Lewis, Dumas. I don't remember the chick's name. Captain was the name of the cat, I think. I'm going to play some music. I do have some news to get to. I mean, why not, right? Might as well. If there's something you want to hear, let me know. At officialanthenradio.com. You can call me 203-794-6367. 203-794-OFNR. Over the weekend was Fear Nuttin' band Chris Regan's birthday. So I'm thinking we should play some Fear Nuttin'. You know what I mean? I think that sounds like a wonderful idea. Got Bad Minded live from Slamfest. And then, let's see. It's actually my buddy's birthday today. Quick shout out to Mr. Billy Woo. The Reigns. Gotta grab some of that. Here's some Fear Nuttin'. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, I get too much. I'm ready to turn on the yeah! How you feeling? Are you happy to be alive today? This is a live your best. This is what people know. This is a positive event. Yeah. them. We not in no argument with them. Going out here to time for them. Take it easy. One now, one minded. And envious. The body was a run, they said I'm so vicious. One minded. And envious. No, the body was a run, they said I'm so vicious. One minded. And envious. The body was a run, they said I'm so vicious. One minded. And envious. No, the body was a run, they said I'm so vicious. In a movie with them dirty way. Yo, them tried to diss me just the other day. Yo, them things that they get away. Points are run away, we live no better than a day. God bless me with where we am. Yo, them red eye. That's why I mean them far out. God bless me with where we own. Them try to give me my own. Leave it alone. We now have the time for them. We don't need no argument with them. We now have the time for them. We tell them take it easy. One now we have the time for them. We don't need no argument with them. We now have the time for them. We tell them take it easy. One now. I couldn't see them say they want to come and right from me up. Make me up, pick up off the things and re-up. Push it to your place and you know touch you take them magical rules up. You're gonna put it up. But yo, there was a rules and me not eagle. Bro, the fun was on the road, me up easy. Hey, I hold on a whole of this season.
You can't get the rate of crime up. I'll be a funeral church bell drive up. You can see that the whole of them line up. Ready to join up, ready to sign up. Let me go down. Tell them that there's no place here for them. Tell them that don't show you place here again. Yo, no for them is that they're gonna be the friend. Because they can't find it to the end.
I could have been them so much they come and best friend. I'm using them and they know me up and down there. Some is saying you me not a friend there. Like man them know they come and walk again. Fire for them, we not touch again. You know see them about the top of that again. One time and envious. They want them out of room, they say I'm so vicious. Man minded and envious. You're the one them out of room, they say I'm so vicious. Man minded and envious. They want them out of room, they say I'm so vicious. Man minded and envious. You're the one them out of room, they say I'm vicious. Now we're so time for them. We don't need no argument with them. No, we know we're so time for them. We don't take it easy. Now we're so time for them. We don't need no argument with them. We know we're so time for them. We don't take it easy. Yeah.
Rolling.
Here's your new one.
10/7/2014, or October the 7th. This week's news, much like every week's news, brought to you in part by Blow Paste. Check out cheekychacha.com for more information and to order your own Blow Paste. Upcoming interviews and specials. Next week we got Otan Vargas. Maybe I'll play some of him in just a second here. Tuesday, October the 21st, we got Dylan and Matt of Mortifica calling in. And then Tuesday, October 28th, we got Vision Within calling in. If you're in a band, know anyone in a band who may want to speak to OFNR, hang out with us, talk with us. Usually I have the Mutch with me, but yeah, he's not here. He's probably off tongue and ball sex. No, I didn't say that. Did I say that? That's rude. Rude, I tell you. I do have audio of it, though. I think I gotta get this as a button right here. This is the best thing I've heard. It's a fucking goat. It's a fucking goat making some really fucked up noises, man. That last one is the best. Ah, goddamn. That's what Mutch is doing right now. Alright. Time for some news. Spaghetti incident, Gainesville, Florida. A Florida woman may pursue legal action against police and prosecutors after she spent more than a month in jail for possession of SpaghettiOs. That's right, SpaghettiOs. SpaghettiO. Police say they arrested 23-year-old Ashley Gabriel Huff because they found a spoon covered with a suspicious residue inside the car she was riding in. What is this spoon? From the beginning, Huff insisted that she wasn't using, selling, or making methamphetamine. The woman spent more than a month in jail while her attorney tried to arrange a plea bargain. That's when the crime lab report came back confirming the spoon was, in fact, encrusted with not meth, but SpaghettiOs. That's right, fucking SpaghettiO sauce was on the spoon. And for a month, this woman sat in fucking prison for SpaghettiOs. That's fucked up. Police say they were acting in good faith. However, of course, Huff may now pursue legal action. Speaking of noodles, do these noodles taste like opium to you? The owner of a noodle restaurant has confessed to lacing his trademark dish with opium so customers would keep coming back for more. That's right, the restaurant owner known as Zhang, admitted to police that he had been grinding poppy buds into food after one of his regular customers tested positive for opium during a routine traffic stop. Sorry, sir, you're just gonna have to pee in this cup. You have opiates in your system, sir, and you're gonna have to come with me. I never did opiates in my life. Customer Leo Xiong, 26, was initially baffled when he tested positive. Yeah, you'd be probably shocked. Soon managed to prove his innocence by convincing his entire family to eat at the restaurant and then themselves be tested, in which they fucking came back positive. Zhang said that he had purchased 4 pounds of poppy buds for $100 in August, then crushing them, adding them to the noodles to make it, quote, taste better and improve his business. In other words, get people fucking addicted to it. Man, these noodles are delicious. Man, I really need some of them noodles right now. I need some noodles, man. Last story of the night goes back to Florida. In the plane we go. Florida, Fort Lauderdale Lakes woman is accused of driving with her 5-month-old baby in the trunk. Some people are fucking stupid, man. Her baby was in the fucking trunk to avoid getting a ticket for not having a car seat. Yeah. You know something? You did not at all think, did you? You dumb fucking person. Seriously. What the fuck is wrong with you? What the hell? Apparently, Broward Sheriff's deputies conducting a traffic stop early Tuesday found a baby lying on a pair of large hedge-cutting shears surrounded by potentially hazardous items inside of a trunk. As the deputy headed back to the cruiser, another deputy heard crying coming from inside the trunk. They opened it and found Brianna Watkins' baby. Brianna Watkins, 19, was arrested and charged with child abuse, resisting an officer, and 5 traffic-related offenses, including driving without a license and failure to have a child restraint. About 1 o'clock, the deputies noticed a headlight was out on her fucking Stratus, and when Watkins traveled 15 feet into an intersection at the red light and backed up, she was disrupting the traffic, and the deputies initiated the traffic stop, and that's when they found all this insanity. Infant had been sitting in the passenger's lap, but Watkins did not want to get ticketed for not having a car seat, so she put the 14-year-old baby in the... she told the 14-year-old to put the 4-year-old in the trunk. Good times. Apparently lying next to the baby was a rusty metal hanger, plastic CD case, and large rusty tire iron. Also used gas cans and other hazardous materials. Temperature inside the trunk was also significantly higher as far as warm. And Watkins is now being held on bail if anyone wants to bail her out for $7,000. So if you got an extra $7,000, you want to bail this woman out, let me smack you first. This woman should not be a mother, man. That's fucked up. That is shit. That is my fucked up person of the week. Bitch smack of the week, right there. Starting a new segment right now. Boom. Bitch smack of the week. You just get bitch smack, man. That's fucked up. Why in the fuck would you put your kids in the goddamn car trunk, man? That's... Who does that? Seriously. Damn. Alright. 10:16 p.m. My name is Knob. I'm gonna play some music. I'm calling it a night. I got no much. It's just me here tonight, so I'm gonna play you some tunes. Before I do that, of course, I gotta play you the fucking Blow Paste theme song here. Because our news is brought to you by Blow Paste. Next week, Otan Vargas. Much should be back, I think. I hope. We'll be right back.
Don't let another blissful moment go to waste. Taste the magic of Blow Paste. So give that salty sausage a peppermint taste with the magic of blow paste. Freshen up the job before you turn out the lights, and get a pearl necklace to go with your pearly whites. If you want to make his day and put a smile on his face, taste the magic of blow paste.
It's the final countdown. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I do want to once again thank everyone who came out to Evanfest, helped us raise some money, not much, but enough to give them something. Neighborhood Music School. I'll have a video out soon of that. Thanks, of course, to all the bands that played. Into the Coven, Revel 9, Arc Image, Scars of Envy, Risk All in Life, No Honor Among Thieves, and of course Stagger. Stagger gave me this fucking awesome kick-ass fucking skateboard deck, man. With, you know, like, it's pictures of them, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's their official skateboard deck. And it's just so fucking awesome, man. Love those guys. Had a great time hanging out with them. I don't know if I ever got to the stories. Can do a couple quick ones. Shell Shock from Sheldon Franklin's Pro Football Weekly was exceptionally drunk when we got to the Staggers Hotel, so they tied his shoes together. That was very humorous. Joe kept mooning everyone. He actually went into Scars of Envy's room and apparently may have sat on one of the members of Scars' face, butt naked. Possible. That may have happened. Wrestling may have ensued in the hallway. That may have happened. Just saying. I want to thank everybody for coming out to that, though. That was all the bands. Salute Restaurant, Alternative Control, Metal Syndicate, Cherry Street Station. Thanks, everybody. OFNR will not be doing shows like that anymore. I'll be working with I'll probably be working with Eric with Audio Vault to ease the pain of doing shows. That's something I can talk about really quickly. In fact, is final note kind of thing. Thank your promoters. Thank your booking agents. The bookers, the promoters in the local area. If a promoter puts you on a bill, at the very least, go up to them and thank them. It's a very thankless job, and deal with a lot of different personalities because you have all kinds of different bands. And those of you who think, you know, we roll in money, man, I wish I could explain to you how that just doesn't work. You know, it's the scene is what it is, and what you give to it, it will give back. So go out to local shows. If you're in a local band, my only thing that I can tell you is go out to local shows that you're not playing, and you will meet so many amazing fucking like-minded musicians. And then you'll see them play live, and you'll be like, oh my god, you're in fucking this band or that band. Holy shit, I didn't even realize. I mean, that's how I've met so many amazing people in this state, from the Cyperna, Continuum, Eyes, Nasty D. You know, the list is, you know, much like Aaron and I were saying earlier, the list goes on and on and on and on. Priapism and In the Red and Sever the Drama. I mean, they're from Mass, but, you know, you get what I'm saying. I mean, if I started listing all the bands, we'd be here all night. It's just... It's cool to know that OFNR has been doing this for 8 years. I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for tuning in. I'm nowhere near one, you know, being Howard Stern, but I appreciate each and every person that tunes in to my voice. Maybe find some new bands, hears about some cool stuff, has some fun, isn't offended, isn't going after fucking teachers who do make fucking horror movies. We need to fucking grow up in this goddamn country. Stop being such whiny little bitches. I've had enough. I don't know about you guys. Bitch. My name is Knob. Next week, Much better be here. Otherwise, I think I gotta find somebody else to do the show with. Hopefully, you know, this dude who tried to steal Much's identity doesn't come and show up at the show next week. That'd be pretty. Maybe be Evil Much. Mega Much. mega much. So, keep it locked.
Keep it locked.
To officialfnradio.com. Tomorrow's Wednesday, 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Turbo from Bullspike Radio. The Asylum, 1 to 4. Check out The Asylum, yo. Turbo's always got some crazy person on the line, man. He's had Jericho, he's had Overkill, he's had so many great bands, and it just keeps going. Check it out every Wednesday, 1 to 4 p.m. Thursday, modern rock mixed with metal, mixed with independent tunes. Friday starts off the all-independent weekend, all weekend long. When we say all-independent weekend, we fucking mean all-independent weekend. Not like closed. Sunday. This Sunday, 11 a.m. Tune in for the triumphant return. Sheldon Franklin, Pro Football Weekly.
From Sever the Drama, and you're listening to OFNR. Right, yeah.
And I'm out of here. I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Here is some Sever the Drama.
September 2006, OFNR is born. Since then, we have supported the global independent music community.
can't be much better than other effing radio stations.
Over 8 years of global independent band.
Hey everybody, this is Ken from the band Rastry.
This is Agrippa from Metal Syndicate.
Oh, this is Alakis from the Holy Rage UK metal band.
Yo, this is Angel Emmanuel of Biting Saints.
This is Misery. This is Mike JC. This is Cynical. We're all from Behind World of Silence.
Hey, this is Ben Kell from Raw and The Hollow Glow.
Hello America, this is Finnish cunts called Discipline X.
OFNR.
I'm Matt. I'm Matt. I'm Connor. We are Blacklist. So you're listening to OFNR.
Supporting global independent music since 2006.
My name is Martin Alini from The Flow from Holland.
This is Sunshine, and I am from Riot God, and you are listening to official fucking new radio.
OFNR. Forever.
I'm Jasmine Jean, and I am with Slow Paste, and I am listening to OFNR Forever.
Hey, it's Tanadra, and you're listening to OFNR, officialfnradio.com.
Hey, Blackers, Turbo here, host of the Asylum Corona, BuzzardRadio.com.
Hey, yo, what's up? This is Mike from Zero.
Hey, this is Sam Walters with the band Driven Mad.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mike from Ill Face.
Hey, guys, what's up? This is Rigo. I represent Kill the Fiction.
This is Eric Ayoka with Audio Vault Entertainment.
This is Scott. This is Chris.
From Sever the Drama.
OfficialFNradio.com. You've been on it, baby. I'm Swiss Cheese Chris Keys. And it's Thunder Lightning.
Hey, what's up?